First we had the one school in New Haven, then we opened a second school just a mile away. And we still weren't sure, we didn't know what a charter network was, much less sure it was something we wanted to do. But Chancellor Klein at the time had just come into New York and had been doing his research on charter operators. And apparently Amistad Academy had come to his attention, and he'd looked at all of our results and reached out and asked to meet with us in New York. And we were just thinking about what we might do and could we do it, and getting to know this new chancellor. And he said, I want to make New York City the Silicon Valley of education entrepreneurs. I want to bring the folks who run the best schools in the country to New York City to open as many schools as possible for as many kids as possible. We had opened the first school in New Haven, and then 5 years later we opened the second school just a mile away. And thank goodness when those results outperformed the first school, we thought, maybe there is something in here that's replicable. And we were just starting to think about what it might look like to expand the network when Chancellor Klein, newly coming into New York, reached out. And he had been researching charter operators and had come across Amistad Academy and studied our results, and summoned us to New York and grilled us with a bunch of really thoughtful questions about our practices. And then said, well, what would it take for you to open schools in New York City? And I thought I said somewhat audaciously, well, we need facilities, and we need equal funding, and we need the freedom to operate in the way we think is best for kids, and we need political support at the highest levels. And he said, done. And then I was thinking, really? I mean, I've never interacted with any public official, much less somebody in charge of the traditional public school system, who was so willing to partner with what had been upstart entrepreneurs. And conversation continued a little bit, and then I said at the end, I said, well, okay, Chancellor, this has been very interesting. Who should I start the conversation with? And he said, start the conversation? We just had the conversation. You're opening 3 schools next year in New York City. And we did, in fact, open 3 schools the following year in New York City. And I think that was a very intentional part of Chancellor Klein and Mayor Bloomberg's strategy. As the Chancellor articulated it, they wanted to make New York City the Silicon Valley of education entrepreneurs, and to attract the best folks who'd run schools either in the city or outside to New York to open as many great schools as possible for as many kids as possible. But one of the important things, and the Chancellor was very supportive, but he made it very clear that our rent, which was dollar-wise 0, we paid in student achievement. And that if we didn't do what we needed to do for young people, then he would not support our continued development and growth. And I always felt like there was a very real, very student-focused understanding between everything he asked of us and everything we tried to do in return.